Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your March soul session. I'm Princess India. If you're new and if you're family, welcome back, my friend, and whatnot, or whatever. If you're not familiar with what my soul sessions are, they are your spirituality as well as personal development readings in which we look at experiences, challenges, energies, and all that good stuff that you may encounter this month for the purpose of giving you some clarity, some insight, and some guidance into, challenging situations or just hearing more good stuff, you know what I'm saying? But anywho, let's go ahead and jump into your cards. We have a central energy, a challenge, a past influence, future possibilities, your above energy, as well as your below energy, my friend. And I want to look at the bottom of your deck. And at the bottom of your deck, you have the Four of Wands. So first thing that comes to mind to me with that is stability. I want to say stability and security, honestly, but it's more or less you guys are coming into the month of March and more of a stable, more or less vibe, if you will. And this could also be an aspiration for you guys too of it's a couple of ways we could look at this. We could look at this in a more mundane sense of you guys wanting to create more structure and order in your life, right? We can look at this as you guys actually doing work around your house, or just the desire overall to build a more stable home life or just life period for yourself. So more or less getting things in order is what it's looking like. So your central energy, we have the Queen of Chalices in the reverse. That is my therapist card. Whew. But it's in the reverse. So it's a couple of ways we could look at this. For some of you guys, this could be either yourself representing yourself, or this could be a female figure in your life. And this is ironic because I get more of an emotional, I cannot talk right now, an emotionally manipulative energy. So it's either, man, it's a couple of ways I could look at this, y'all. For some of you, it's someone that's outside of you that may be like a boss or like a parental figure. Because God forbid, I just really hope that no one has an emotionally manipulative therapist, because that is just not good for business. But more or less someone who isn't too happy about themselves and more or less kind of thrives on making other people sad or finds joy in the pain of others, right? So that would be someone outside of you. Another way that we could look at this is more or less you guys feeling overwhelmed by your emotions and not really necessarily sharing them with other people. So kind of like a vibe of suffering in silence, if you will. So in that case, it would be one of those things where I would really suggest to reach out to a therapist, because it seems like emotional overwhelm if we're looking at this representing you guys, Pisces, but it's feeling as if you don't have someone or people around you in which that you can confide in. For some of you, it could be a combination of both. It could be someone who's not very happy that is causing a lot of grievances in your life, and you guys not necessarily feeling like you have someone to reach out and, vent to, or to be able to express yourself with. Now, the challenge this month, okay, beautiful, is the Six of Swords. So the main challenge this month is more or less going to be getting out of this tumultuous kind of energy, right? Now, of course, it's like getting out of it's like, how the heck do you get out of it? But it's more or less being able to see the brighter side. If we're talking about you guys wanting to find a sense of stability, like we were saying with this Four of Wands, and this may sound like really kind of monotonous in a sense, but it's more or less, if we think about it just in clearing your environment, right? Just to give you a little page out of my life, me working on the woke book for all of this time and falling behind schedule because a myriad of different things just keep cropping up and whatnot. I found something as simple as like, once I was done with the book, just, you know, reorganizing my office, like just clearing everything out, you know what I mean? And just getting things back in order, just with, you know, the room being, you know, more organized and stuff. It helped me to kind of think clear to be able to get back to recording these videos for you guys. So I feel like in some sense or another, if you guys have been kind of feeling kind of downtrodden or emotionally overwhelmed, something as simple as clearing your environment can make a huge difference. For others of you, it may very well be, I don't know why I get this vibe. It's almost like if you got out of a relationship or something like that, it's a need to create more of like a foundation for yourself and a little bit of stability and consistency. And so the same thing if it's like, you know, feeling kind of melancholy feelings, it's like a body in motion stays in motion, a body at rest stays at rest, you know? So if you've been kind of like in a slump, something that could help you out a great deal just to kind of break up the energy, to give yourself like a leg up and coming out of it, it helps to just kind of shift things around you physically, or to just get moving, if that's making sense. Now your past influence, oh my, okay. We have the Tower card. So that makes sense. Whew, that must be the nervousness that I'm feeling. Cause as soon as I started to record this, y'all, it's almost like my heart's beating fast and I feel almost like a nervousness. With this Tower card, we would be speaking to like the end of February coming into March. So it's more or less you guys getting information about someone or yourself or whatever, something that was really shocking, that kind of, okay, so that makes sense. And that's where the desire for more stability would come in. So the vibe I'm getting from this, Pisces, is coming from February into March. It's almost as if like a rug has been pulled from under you, proverbially speaking, like something you did not expect to happen, happened. And now it's just kind of trying to figure out how to move forward from there. So looking at this Tower to the Queen of Chalices in the reverse into, this could be so much stuff, dude. This could be somebody losing their job. This could be a breakup. This could be a myriad of different things, but whatever the case, it's more or less you guys receiving information that you didn't expect that just kind of put everything at halt. Coming into March, it's feeling this emotional overwhelm from this. And the challenge is more or less like, what's the word I'm looking for? Is finding the strength to persevere, if you will. And that was actually like our card for the last week of February in the Couture Soul group. So it's more or less the rug getting pulled from under you, for proverbially speaking, and you guys needing to find a sense of stability. Now, I have not turned over the rest of the cards yet, but I just feel like I have to say, I feel in some sense or another, even though this may have come out of left field and you guys really didn't see this coming, it's like what I kind of get from this is whatever it is that you guys lost or whatever was the rug that was pulled from under you, it's more or less, it felt like not felt, because it probably wouldn't feel this way to you guys, but this is more or less reassurance saying that what I feel from this is that was potentially like a crutch. So I feel you guys had a sense of security and stability with whatever this thing was in particular, but I feel like why all of this is happening, because this would have become a crutch, if that's making sense. And it's more or less you guys being guided to create a sense of stability for yourself. Because it could very well be like, say if this is something like with you getting fired or, you know, something along those lines, it could literally be that this environment, I don't know, it's like this whole vibe of like a toxic environment that I feel, but it's like this shock. I'm literally like feeling it in my physical body. I kid you not. It's like, and it's like literally, I can't stress it, like shock, like stunned type of deal. I can't fathom what that would be. Y'all let me know in the comments what it is, but But I feel the whole thing with this is just to not get caught up into that emotion. Man, I feel like I need to ground myself right now. You guys' underlying energy is the Lover's card, and your above energy is the Magician in the reverse. Okay, that still kind of goes back to what I was saying. I feel with this, Pisces, whatever this is really speaking to, what it's feeling like for me is, like I said, with this Magician in the reverse, is you guys not embodying the fullness of the resources and the powers that you have available to you. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean by that whole thing being a crutch. It may not be the most idyllic way that this was bought out of your life. You know what I mean? The process may not be exciting or fun, and it could quite possibly be very emotionally stressful. However, I feel this is more or less a challenge to rise to the occasion in so many words. It's like if you guys are not living up to your fullest potential because this thing was acting as a crutch, or if, like I said, if this is like a boss or something like that, that was kind of oppressing you guys in some way, shape, form, or fashion. It's like this being bought out of your life now doesn't feel like the greatest thing, but I feel overall it's gonna kind of force you to step it up a bit so that you can step into your powers in so many words. But another thing I want to say with this Lover's card being here is you guys are at a, what's the word I want to say? Y'all, my heart is literally beating out my chest. I kid you not. How do I want to say this? I would have to say it this way. If you think about like that turn of phrase that says separating like the wheat from the chaff, right? You know, or, you know, like this is the times in life that separates boys from men, if you will, right? This more or less would be a time frame where the shock has happened. You're not feeling your best emotionally right now, right? So you go from a place of being some sense of stability to a sense of instability. The bigger picture of this is that, you know, this is trying to bring something out of you. It's like it wants you to tap into grit. That would be like the big ideal here, like what the goal is overall. However, with feeling how you guys are feeling at present, right? It's, you have two choices that you can take. You can elect to kind of stay where you are and to kind of, you know, feel sorry for yourself, or, you know, just kind of give into the situation, or you can make that decision to fight your way out of it. And I feel that's like the biggest challenge here, like where I was talking about, like, you know, creating stability or, you know, straightening up your environment or whatever the case may be. It's like that's extremely important because you guys can either like crumble and fall into this, or you can fight your way out of it. I hope that that's making sense, y'all. And then going forward, we have the Page of Pentacles. So I feel this is really an opportunity, Pisces, for you guys to build something going forward that's more stable and secure, that's solely relying upon you, you know? And I don't know why it's like, if I were to put this into what it sounds like, and not saying that this is what it is for everyone, but this is just how it's making sense in my head. It's almost like the equivalent of, like, say if you had a business or something like that, and then you were in partnership in a business with someone, and, you know, your other business partner like kind of pulls out or something like that unexpectedly. And now it's like, holy crap, it's like I have to do this whole thing like by myself. I have to handle everything by myself type of deal. It's like you could fold and say like, screw it, you know what I mean? And just like give up on the business. And that's what I mean, like by succumbing to the emotion, you know what I'm saying? But then on the other side, I feel like the bigger picture, like I was saying, that you guys aren't seeing is that being in this proverbial like partnership was actually limiting what you were able to do, because there may be, you know, different arenas or areas that you wanted to expand into that while you were in the partnership, you weren't able to, right? And I'm saying that hypothetically speaking, just so I'm not talking all over the place. But that's really what it's like feeling like to me. So it's almost like a test in so many words, where it's testing you to rise to the occasion. But you have the option, because we all have free will, you have the option to kind of succumb to it and to like kind of give up. But I feel all of this is happening because you aren't seeing your own strengths at present, if that's making sense. So what you're not seeing yet, because of all of the emotions and things of the sort, is the opportunity that you really have to build something entirely different, that's more stable, more secure, and has more longevity than what it is that you're coming out of. So overall, the most important thing with all of this is to not get caught up in whatever this tower moment was for you guys at the end of February, and how you guys may be feeling coming into March, because you're in a transitional period and there's a great deal of opportunity moving forward. And it's important to keep your mind fixated on that, as opposed to what has transpired up until this point. Whew, I hope that that makes sense. But I'm going over to my network in Vimeo to do you guys extended reading, my friends. So if you're about that life, follow me on over there. If not, I still love your face, and I will see you guys soon and later, my friends. Love your face.